welcome to the finale of our PSEL coverage here today on the PSEL network here on YouTube. Should have a thrilling last game here at the Palm Springs Stadium, as we usually do, as today we have Blue Sox and Bootleggers. It's just about set to get on the way here with Henry Luther, the man to lead things off here for the Bootleggers, and he takes a big cut and miss at strike number one. Extended pause on the mound, and another pitch dialed in just outside, ball one. It's Kingston Flores on the mound for the Blue Sox. And his blemish this season has been his lack of control at times. When he is on, but when he is not, unfortunately, it can get really erratic as he fires in strike two. And it's led to a lot of walks this season, and a lot of those walks turning into runs. The majority of his earned runs coming because of runners that came on the free pass, so good start for Flores here to be ahead here 1-2, and a swing and a miss, strike three on Luther. That's out number one of the ball game. One up, one down, an efficient start for Flores, and that's exactly what he needs to get the momentum for him on the right foot. Against a Bootleggers team that is really struggling this year. Bootleggers, as it stands right now, sitting dead last in the PSEL at 1-8, but their two-hole hitter, Mark McLean, I should say, as he scubas his way into second base. Trying to get the momentum going, trying to shift the tides in any way, shape, or form for this Bootleggers team, and one-out double will help the cause, and they're hoping that he can get him around to score. Tate Priest, he's worked himself up into the three-hole. Blue Sox really had a rough week last week, couldn't win a game. Went from an even 500 now on a 5-game losing streak. And what may have been the Achilles heel for the Blue Sox, and what's been looming large so far this season, is the opening game of last week, I should say. So not their opening game, but their first game of the week last week jumped off to a hot start, a 7-run first inning. And they ended up not doing much offensively after that, and it turned to them blowing the lead, blowing the game, and the Grizzlies taking that one by a score of 8-7, walking it off. Following that one, it's been not the best pitching for the Blue Sox, and they got blown out their next game by the Grizzlies, and it's been a couple of ball games where they've struggled to really just stay competitive. So they're going to one of their better arms on the mound, as that pitch missed on Kingston Flores. Try and right this ship a bit. Danger of losing Priest here. It's a 3-1 count. The 3-1 offering a breaking ball that's upstairs, and that'll be ball 4. So now 2 on, only 1 away here. Chance for this Bootleggers offense to kick it into gear and get things going here early. Now, Flores taking his time on the mound, just trying to regroup after the leadoff strikeout. Last two hitters have reached base, a double and then a walk. So fires in strike one right there, so that's a good bounce back. Unofficial mound visit, but he just kind of took some extra time to regroup and reassess his Flores. The 0-1. That one popped up in the air center field. Has Brock under it, making the catch. Runner tagging for third and McLean, and he will get there. That's out number 2 of the inning. Trubenbach down, and it'll be up to Ricky Cordova to salvage the inning. So while we have a chance, let's meet the defense here for the Blue Sox. You saw Hasbrock make that play in center field, but to his left it'll be Guadagnino, and to his right, Justice Johnson patrolling right field. Infield goes as follows: left to right, Damian Quintana at the third base spot, Kingston Costa. He'll be playing short. Isaac Emamora at the second base position, as he usually is, and Sam Arredondo at first base. Mentioned Kingston Flores on the bump, and it's Drew Ashmine, the battery, completing that two-man pair behind the dish. It's a first pitch strike from Flores. Ducks on the pond, 2 away here, as gets Cordova to wave and a miss, and he's quickly behind 0-2. The 0-2 offering, trying to jam Cordova inside after the wave and a miss on the previous pitch. Had the right idea, just Cordova was ready for it and fouled it off. Right above our heads and onto the camera well. 1-2, or 0-2 I should say, now 1-2. With Priest swiping second base. It's an opportunity for 2 RBIs here now. For Cordova with 2 strikes. Cordova down the line, fair ball! 1 run is in. The second quickly trotting around to follow, and Priest, Cordova will walk his way into second base with a 2 RBI 2-bagger, and it's a hot start for the Bootleggers, 2-0 in the first. That Bootleggers dugout is ecstatic. They have struggled at many points in the year of getting this offense going early. Cordova, who's been swinging a hot twig as of late, warrants a promotion to the top of the lineup, or not top of the lineup, but middle of the lineup. He was typically a bottom of the end hitter, and moves up to the 5th spot, does his job, and will now be pinch ran for him. The EH did exactly what he needed to do. This dugout's about to get him a lot of love for it. Another foul ball heading above our heads. Saw one in the last game with Stephen Buxton on the call that went right above his head, and I don't know if it actually hit the shaded part of the press box or got the camera well. Now a wave and a miss by Neal. 0-2. Neal, whose dad is running for public office in the state of Arizona. And coming from an athletic family, his dad also played football at the University of Arizona. His grandfather played football at the Arizona State University. I don't think you can call it the. It's not Ohio State, but Arizona State University is where his grandfather played at, the Sun Devils. Our Stephen Buxton will say is the superior school in the state of Arizona. Now 2-2 to Neal. I'm sure Neal's father would politely disagree with Buxton, who says there's nothing to do in Tucson but quote-unquote leave. You see some sparked words in a heated rivalry between the Sun Devils and Wildcats, but that'll be the inning for Neal as he goes down on strikes. But 2 come across thanks to a Ricky Cordova 2-out double It's the Blue Sox looking to respond, and we'll see if they can do that when we get back. Bottom half of the first inning here. Bootleggers defense taking the field, looking to help their starter out and getting a 0. It'll be Ochoa to be the starter here for the Bootleggers. First pitch called strike. Leadoff man is Justice Johnson. First time we've seen him in the leadoff spot all year. The Blue Sox looking for a bit of change of pace. The offense being pretty dormant over the last week or so. One. Popped in the air, center field. Not getting a great beat on it at first, but ending up making the catch for out number 1 will be McLean. So an efficient start. First batter down on 2 pitches. For Jamie Ochoa. And that's a grounder. Shortstop fielding and making the play. 3 pitches, 2 out, an efficient start to this first inning, and a nice play by Henry Luther. Searching for 2-out rally and trying to salvage the inning are the Blue Sox, and it's going to be up to their 3-hole hitter and Samuel Arredondo. Sam, who has a terrific first name, looking to get the function going. Glad you could join us here for some PSCL baseball here this Monday afternoon. It was a fun sports slate this summer, as that one is going to be down the right field line and off the glove. Looking to extend that double into a triple was Arredondo, and now he will because of an errant throw. That ball is all the way out of play, and he will score. A double turned Little League home run lead sliced in half, and that's exactly what a Sam will do. Will have good base running, great baseball IQ, and gets his team on the board. Double and an error. On the throw by, I believe, the second baseman. Now this one skied in the air, left center field, looking back, carrying, and that baby will go! 2 pitches, and this game is tied. Isaac Imamura does the job. One of the farthest home runs we've seen all season off the scoreboard. And Imamura, the answer, and this is a new ball game just like that. Trackman saying 404 feet for Isaac Imamura. An absolute no-doubter. So both teams scoring 2 runs in this first inning, both coming with 2 outs. And the rally not done yet for the Blue Sox. Michael Salser looking to add on. When this is on the outside and it's 2-1. The pitch attack of the outside, and a nice pitch by Ochoa to get strike 2 after the home run from Isaac Imamura following the Little League home run from Samuel Arredondo that will only be ruled a double and an error. But it looked like it could have been a quick 1-2-3 inning for Ochoa. Instead, Arredondo's double, which hit off the glove of the right fielder in Trubenbach. Do the 2-2 offering once more. There's a lot of 2s on that board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs, and 2 hits for each side, as our good buddy Ethan Olivares, who just finished up at the backfields, would say, deuces are wild. 2-2. That one. Jam shot. Luther fields it off the bounce. It's going to be a tough play. Tries barehanding and will not. Infield single, Michael Salser. And the 2-out tangent continuing, with Damian Quintana looking to potentially give his team the lead. Here in 27 miles an hour off the bat. I'm sure one of the hardest hits of Michael Salser's career, and for those who can't tell, I am obviously kidding. First pitch on the outside. Call for a strike on Damian Quintana. And we've been seeing Ochoa trying to paint the outer half with both the fastball and the breaking ball. But he's come into trouble, especially with 2 strikes. Trying to get that 3rd strike pitch maybe on the inner portion of the plate and leaving too much plate. As now it's 1-1. Salser at first base, not taking too aggressive of a lead. As Quintana will take off the outside once more, and continuing to find that spot is Ochoa, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Quintana has watched the first 2 strikes on that part of the plate. So you got to imagine you should probably go here with 2 strikes setting up outside. Looking to do exactly that are the Bootleggers, and the 1-2 offering runs inside on Quintana, and he fouls it off. The runner in Salser was on the move, which could have caused potential havoc if the ball's put in play with him in motion. Can maybe carry over into a run. Instead, a 1-2 offering once more. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Damage done, and game has been tied. After one far from being decided, a pair of 2-out, 2-run rallies from both sides. And after the first, we head to the second. Deuce is running wild. Back here for more PSEAL baseball. Second inning of action here upon us at beautiful Palm Springs Stadium. Gotten gorgeous weather over the past weekend and into this week. Thank you for tuning in and watching wherever you may be. It's the bottom half of the lineup here for the Bootleggers, 7, 8, 9, and 10 spot if it comes up to it, with obviously only being, or not only, but there being 10 hitters in a PSEL lineup as opposed to 9. You can opt for the 9th option, but you also have the option for the EH, the extra hitter, and most managers oblige by that option. That pitch for Flores is just narrowly missing. So 1-1. Quickly 1-2. Flores trying to take command of this at bat and get the inning going on the right foot, which got a leadoff strikeout to get things going in the last half inning, but gave a pair of runs after a double and a walk with 1 out, and then another double with 2 outs. But he starts his second inning just how he started his first and ended his first, and that's a strikeout swing in his third of the game. So we were talking about the 10-man batting orders here in this league, and you get the option for 10 in the regular season, but both these teams currently out of playoff contention right now, but they can get a second-half surge here in the PSEL season and wind themselves into the postseason. It will be a 9-man batting order, but fortunately for all these teams, everyone will get a shot at least a postseason game. Everyone does make it, but the top seed getting a bye ever so critical to try and have as good of a regular season as you possibly can to put yourself in a position to not have a tough hill to climb in the postseason, as now the 1-2 is chopped on the ground. Koss fields and throws over to first well in time to get a read up for out number 2. So strikeout and now a ground out. Looking for the first clean frame of the ball game, and it'll be Kevin Mitchell trying to stand in the way in between that. So another one of the EHs in this game. He takes strike 1. Mitchell has been a primary pitcher for this team. His one appearance on the mound, he's only gone 2 innings. He waves and misses at strike 2. Has not had an at-bat yet this season in the PSCL. So a big opportunity for him to prove that pitchers are athletes. It's the 1-2, takes upstairs, 2-2. Deuce is still running wild across the scoreboard. You can't get rid of him. The 2-2 offering now makes it 3-2. Mitchell in his first plate appearance might not get an official AB here. Plays across a walk, but a payoff pitch upcoming from Flores will be the decider, and it indeed will be ball 4. 2-out walk. Puts the runner on. And there's Ricky Cordova with 2 outs in the last inning, able to salvage the scoring opportunity, and although this one not quite yet a scoring chance with nobody in scoring position. See if Mitchell will try and show off his speed and get himself into scoring position with 2 outs. And it's Duran at the plate. Duran 1-1, and he'll take outside 2-1, and a look at the runner will be unsuccessful. Ball's in a strike. And a wave and a miss to make it strike 2. Doran Rivera takes on the inside, ball 3. Rivera, two-way guy for this team. He's hitting 400 on the year and will raise his 562 OBP. Even further with that being ball 4, back-to-back walks. So top of the card here, Henry Luther with 2 on, 2 out. Looking for some more 2-out magic here. Luther posting a .429 batting average coming into this one. Won't see him walk a ton, only 1 walk on the season, so a .467 OBP. And you see his eagerness to swing the bat right away there after taking ball one. Takes a big cut at that one to make it 1-1. Mitchell at second and Doran Rivera standing at first base at a big cut and a miss once more to make it 1-2. Luther went down on strikes back in the first inning to lead things off. Looking to fail being a strikeout victim for the second time in as many innings. And cannot do so, swinging and a miss, strike three at a fastball upstairs. Luther down for the second time today, and Flores gets himself out of a tough jam with 2 outs. Blue Sox, bottom of the card here for the bottom half of this second inning. 2 runs apiece for both sides. The only couple differences is Bootleggers have an error. And meanwhile, the Blue Sox also have an extra hit as opposed to Bootleggers, and they'll face Ochoa for his second inning of work. Flores gets a quick ground ball over to third baseman and Rivero. He throws over in time for out number 1. And Ochoa did a fantastic job to start off that first inning. Got 2 outs and 3 pitches, and it seemed like there was going to be a really quick frame. Got a weak fly ball to right field as well. Just kept carrying, and by the time Trubenbach got to the ball, yes, it did touch his glove, but a nearly impossible play to make. And due to an errant throw around the infield, turned into a double and an error, but that runner, who's the batter, ended up scoring. It's now Asherman, followed by Hasbrock. That one, well, off the outside, and it's 2-0. That 2-1. The true Ashman. Ashman, soft grounder over second base, fielded and quickly thrown over, and he will be brought down. Quickly 2 up, 2 down on a pair of ground balls. And up to Hasbrock to salvage the inning. And not to beat a dead horse, but it was with 2 outs. But the Blue Sox offense really got going last inning. Hoping for the same fortune here with Hasbrock, then Guanino. Hasbrock, first pitch swing, and he pops it in the air. Right center field, center fielder and McLean calling for it and making the catch for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 frame, the first one we've had all day from either side, will take us to the third inning. We're still knotted up at 2s, with the Bootleggers coming to bat when we get back. And we're back here for top half of the third. And I don't know if McLean may have gotten a little bit shaken up, but he's not in the batter's box for his second go-around, so I believe that already might be his evening. Or I guess I should say afternoon. Way too early to already be saying evening. So now it's 1-1. Bunt, and it's a beauty. What an executed bunt right there to get a leadoff knock. Small ball at its finest, a lost art. I'm already hearing Buxton replaying the words that I'm about to say in my mouth. Baseball has really, really, truly lost the lost art of small ball. And it's something growing up as a White Sox fan, I always appreciated. We called it Ozzie ball. You bunt, you get the guy over, you steal a base. You do the little things that may not stand out in the instant, but it could be a play that you look back at, wins the ball game. And you see nowadays in baseball, the long ball and just hitting the ball hard and for exit velocity and other sabermetric stats have been more the focus in baseball and not just the X's and O's of just executing your job and getting on and getting around, as now a rally is really starting to transform here for this Bootleggers team. Pinch runner for the catcher and Priest. It's just a courtesy runner. But a Priest base hit, followed by base hit by a member of the Bootleggers I cannot identify due to a shifted number. McLean coming in today wearing number 5, and now I'm seeing that number 32. I believe it still may be McLean, excuse me. As that's a third straight base hit, stumbling around third, heading for home is McLean, and now he'll have to head back to third because he couldn't get up. Now the hope is McLean's all right. I don't know what exactly he slipped on, but he took a hard tumble. Rounding third, he rounded hard and would have been in there probably without question had he not slipped around the bases, but fortunately enough for him, didn't get hung out to dry in between third and home and was able to just crawl his way back and to third base. So now the RBI opportunity here for Ricky Cordova with nobody out. He came through for his team last time with 2 away. 2-out base hit down the line, trying to replicate that. That one down the line fair, gets the force out at third, the throw over to first. Not in time, forcing the first baseman off the bag. A run will score, so a fielder's choice and an RBI for Ricky Cordova, his 3rd of the ball game. And this game is now in favor of the Bootleggers once more. They resalvage the lead at 3-2. And now a stolen base in the third, just catching the defense napping. So stolen base now, first and third, 1 away. It's funny, Cordova heading into this contest only had 2 RBIs all season long. And in just the first 3 innings, has 3 RBIs, eclipsing his season-long total in the third of a game. And now that one thrown on to second base after a stolen base attempt and a swing and a miss by Stephen Neal. Second stolen base of the inning and the ball game. This one coming from Cordova's courtesy pinch runner. Storm Rivera, who will end up getting that stolen base. And now a big RBI opportunity for Stephen Neal in a 1-2 count, and he waves and misses at strike 3. Second strikeout of the ball game for Neal, the 5th overall for Flores. And would be a huge positive after the first 4 reach in the inning for Flores to get out of this inning with somehow only allowing 1 run. And he's ahead 0-1 on Hassler, who already struck out in his first plate appearance. Flores just does a great job of, for the most part, eliminating contact. Most of his blemishes all year have either come from the walks. He's a big strikeout pitcher, but in turn, that also turns into walks. But his stuff has been really tough to catch up to and make contact with. It's an impressive job by the Bootleggers as that one gets away. And we'll have no time to get the runner blazing home from third. So Truebach will come around on the wild pitch. Lead is doubled once more for the Bootleggers, and it's their second 2-run frame. Looking to tack on more with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Hassler still at the dish. Doran Rivera moves up to third base on the wild pitch as well. That one grounded softly over to second base. Imamura fields, Imamura throws for out number 3. But more damage done. A pair of runs coming across once more for the Bootleggers. Their second time doing that in 3 innings, and it'll be their Armin Ochoa looking to keep the lead right where it's at. It's 4-2 Bootleggers heading bottom 3.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Two-run top half of the third inning for the Bootleggers, and it's the Blue Sox in need of a response, looking to at least put up one here. Come up with an answer to a Bootleggers offense who looks inspired today. Bootleggers coming in at 1-8 today, facing a Blue Sox team at 2-7. But it's a lot of those teams at the bottom of the barrel of the standings that are looking to continue to maybe boost their season and salvage it, although, yes, you're not off to a great start. There's so many teams that are clumped into together with 3 wins, 4 wins, that you have a good couple of days, all of a sudden, you go from sitting in 8th or 9th to maybe 5th, 6th, and that has a huge impact on who you'll play in the postseason. So very important for both of these teams to not be too deteriorated by the slow start, as Luther fields that one at short and throws over in time for out number 1. Nice play there by Henry Luther to get the first out, but now we'll have to face the top of the card. Second time through, we'll see how Ochoa adjusts. Been a lot of ground balls here, especially as of late. 5 straight batters have been retired from Ochoa. 3 of the last 4 have come via way of the ground ball. This is a guy who, if you get him to ground out, or get a ball on the ground, I should say, he's a tough candidate to get the out on with the blazing speed of Justice Johnson. Flew out his first go around, and he grounds this one to Luther again. That one off his glove. Took a funky hop. That one going to be ruled an error. There hit the glove of McLean. Tonight's playing E6. So Johnson aboard at first base and definitely a candidate to try and steal second. Looked ready to go on that first pitch, but decides to at least hold for at least one more pitch. As ball birdie takes strike 1. Now on the move is Johnson. Throw down is well to the right and now into center field. Johnson thought about third, won't take it. That stolen base, number 6 on the season for Justice Johnson. Now puts himself into scoring position with one away, some dangerous hitters coming up in the heart of this Blue Sox lineup. Birdie taking off the outside, and it's 2-1. Birdie, who for yesterday had 4 straight games with a hit, ended up having that streak put to a screeching halt, but not because it was his fault. He only had 1 official AB in yesterday's ball game against the Lumberjacks, had 3 walks. So far this season, what is now his 10th game, has reached base in every single game so far and looking to extend that streak to 10 here. He can manufacture a walk or a base hit, but takes a big cut to miss at that one. Now the payoff pitch upcoming, 2-ball birdie, looking to extend that on-base streak to 10. Double-digit game mark for the Blue Sox, and Valverde to continue his hot season by doing what he's done all season and reaching base. 3-2 offering. Johnson thought about going, didn't. Might have forced a distraction on the mound to the pitcher in Ochoa, as that one's ball 4. Valverde will now take first, and the tying run is on base, and Valverde extends his on-base streak to double digits, now being at 10. Sam Arredondo took one the opposite way and had a double, and later came around to score because of some fielding blunders by the Bootleggers. It was a throwing error that led to chaos on the base as Arredondo took third. Arredondo then took home after the ball went out of play and was able to score. Now a similar hit to his last one would more than likely tie the ball game with how deep that right field alleyway is. Birdie having a sizable lead at first base too, so unless it's just a pop-up in the air that drops, he'll be able to run, but unfortunately for him, it's a pop-up on the infield. Can't find it, and now skying under it and making the play for out number 2 is Hassler. Might have gave his dugout a bit of a scare there, but avoids the collision with Ochoa and makes the catch. It's a big out to get on a tough hitter in Arredondo. Threat is not over with 2 outs. Both runs so far for the Blue Sox, they came with 2 outs. And now the runner on the move for third base, and Johnson throw down is dropped by the third baseman. If he makes that catch and is able to apply the tag, which he looked to have been able to do in plenty of time to get Johnson, would have ended the inning. Set 2 in scoring position. Now all Amora needs is a base hit to tie it. Stolen base number 7 on the season for Johnson, and his second of the day. Sets up a huge RBI chance for Amora. Taken upstairs again, and it's 2-0. What really excites me about Isaac Amora, he's been hitting for contact so efficiently this season. But now the pop's starting to come around, and a 400-foot-plus home run in this ballpark is nothing to sneeze at. Now it's 2-1. We've been talking about it all year, just how difficult it is to hit a home run at a ballpark like this, as it is, with the wind constantly blowing in towards these left-handed hitters. It's a 350-foot fence out towards left field and at least 385 feet towards the alleyway. So that one shot up the middle and off the glove and through. Base hit. 1 run is in. Valverde quickly following. Tie it again once more. We have a ball game on our hands and a new one at that. 3 RBI day for Amora. Makes it 4-4. Home run, now a single for Amora. And it's been the cleanup hitter here for the Blue Sox is Amora, who has played a big difference with his 3 RBIs. And on the opposing end, it's the 5-hole hitter, Enrique Cordova, who has taken matters into his own end, having 3 RBIs of his own, so 6 of the 8 RBIs in this ball game coming off the bats of either Amora or Cordova. But what's been really impressive and really fun about this game so far is that each team has been able to match the opponent's response in whatever inning it's been. 2 for the Bootleggers in the first, and 2 responded with by the Blue Sox in that first inning. Nothing in the second from both sides, and the same thing here in the third inning. You score a couple, I'll do it right back. For the Blue Sox, all 4 of their runs have come with 2 outs. Pitch off the outside, and it's 3-0 to Salser, who the base hit in his last go-around, was left stranded at first base. He pops this one into left center field, ranging on it, looking up, and that baby will go! Michael Salser joins the home run fun, and the Blue Sox have their first lead of the day, 6-4. "97 miles an hour off the bat and 377 feet. Didn't quite have the distance that Imamura had on his, but he didn't need it. And his swing might be bigger because it's the first lead of the day for the Blue Sox, thanks to Michael Salser. Not often that we see 1 home run in a ball game by the team. We've seen 2. Salser's first home run of the summer. RBI 7 and 8. And could not have come at a much bigger time. Now it's 2 balls and no strikes here, and Choa may be starting to get a bit flustered on the mound. Now that's all 6 runs for the Blue Sox, coming with 2 outs. Drew Ochoa on the mound, got to obviously be a little bit in your head, thinking that you're so close to getting out of this inning, you're so close to finishing another scoreless frame. And then a couple big swings later puts a screeching halt to your plans. Couple unearned runs due to the error at short. Has left the crevice of the door open for the Blue Sox, and they kicked it right open. 2-out rally is not looking to stop anytime soon as Quintana walks his way over to first base. And now Kingston Cost grounded out back in second inning. Had a nice day at the shortstop position so far, has Cost. It's a big wave and a miss there, strike 1, as looking over my head or towards the left center field area where some of those home runs were hit. I can't tell if that is an airplane just descending really slowly and lowly or if that's a blimp. That's a fly. I will put a bow and a discovery on that unmarked flying vehicle when we get back, but before all that, a 4-run frame on a ball that was touched up by Michael Salser, and the first lead of the day for the Blue Sox makes it 6-4. top half of the fourth inning, as that is indeed the Goodyear blimp flying over our heads in now center field. What an absolute treat for the blimp to peep over to its right and get some PSEL baseball action in. Regardless, wherever you are watching, we're glad you could join us. Big crooked number in the last half inning to respond to the Bootleggers' 2 runs in the top half. Blue Sox said we have to double it and put up 4, capped off by a Michael Salser home run as that leadoff batter is retired for out number 1. Bottom lineup here, bottom of the card, 8-9-1 with Arita, Mitchell, and Doran Rivera. An efficient start for Flores' fourth inning, as yes, he is still out there for inning number 4 of work. Has gotten touched up a bit, but they felt he handled the end of that last half inning exceptionally well and earned himself at least another inning, and also trying to give this Blue Sox team some much-needed rest in their back-end arms, because that's really where the downfall has been for this Blue Sox team throughout the season. It hasn't been those early innings. Yes, sometimes they've had a couple games where they've gone down significantly in the first few innings and have dug themselves a hole that seems too insurmountable. But for the most part for this Blue Sox team, it's been the issues of going to the back end of the bullpen, back end games, and just closing the door, getting those outs they need. So it's a 3-0. Fired into Mitchell for a strike. Rivera on deck. And taking ball 4. It's Kevin Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell, who is making his first appearance today as a hitter, has pitched in 1 ball game this season, but first day on the job as a bat, and still looking for his first official plate appearance or first official AB, I should say, as in both of his plate appearances, he's walked. The walks have become a bit of an issue for Flores on the year. And looking to avoid suffering another inning that could potentially unravel due to walks. Flores and both of his outings have gone at least 5 innings, as that one's on the ground. That can help his outing. His second for 1 gets the tag, but it was bobbled, and unable to get the twin killing was Imamura. Could not get a more picturesque 6-4-3 double play set up. Imamura just could not handle the feed from Cost. Fortunate enough to get that first out there due to the runner and Mitchell not exactly hustling for the second base bag. But nevertheless, it's a second chance at life for this Bootleggers team, who seemed it was going to be the end of the inning for them. They have the top of their lineup up here too, so big opportunity for them to get something going, as Luther puts a big swing into one. Going back, and that one was misread by everybody, including the outfielder in Guanino. Off the top of the wall, but Guanino misplayed it about 15 feet to his right. That double from Luther will bring across a run. The lead once again sliced in half. We have a slugfest here at Palm Springs Stadium, 6-5. And it's a 2-out magic for both sides, continuing to stay relevant. 11 total runs in this game, and all but 2 have come with 2 away. Luther, who struck out in both of his plate appearances to Flores. Flores thought he may have had his number, but instead an answer, and a big one at that by the Bootleggers. That one's taken well downstairs in the dirt, and it's 2-0. Flores, the trend will continue. It's been at least 5 earned runs in each of his outings so far this season, and this is his 3rd start of the year. First outing in a 14-7 win over these very Bootleggers, went 5 innings, 7 runs, 7 earned. 5 runs, 5 earned, with 8 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. There was his last outing that really was detrimental to his ERA and whip. Went 6 innings with only 3 hits, but unfortunately for him, 7 runs, all of them earned, and that was due to 12 free passes, 2 hit by pitches, 10 walks. Did have 5 strikeouts, though. So that's what we've seen from Flores in his first 2 go-arounds, and the ERA sitting a hair under 10. As that's now ball 4 taken by McLean. Thought that might have been a strike right there and was ready to swing away in a 3-1 count, but instead will jog on over to first base. Not often you see too many guys will hustle and take the free 90 and a hard 90 at that. But he knows how important the situation is, wants to keep his bats rolling and up there, getting them back up to the plate as quickly as possible as Priest takes ball 1. McLean also understands that he is the go-ahead run in this ball game. Tying run standing about 90 feet ahead of him, and Henry Luther, who just had the RBI double to make this a 1-run game a few hitters ago. 1-0 offering is taken on the outside, and 2-0 to Priest. Truenbach on deck. He is the right fielder in this ball game. Two-0 pitch. Taken on the inside and called for a strike. Good idea by Flores to attack that portion of the zone. He's been going outside and it hasn't worked. So he tries the inside, sees if that'll play. And it did right there to Priest, who wasn't ready to swing it there on 2-1, and now the 2-1 offering is taken a bit low, 3-1. It's been for both starting pitchers. Extended pitch count due to not being able to get that 3rd out of the inning. Hits and runs are reversed for both sides, as now the 3-1 offering is taken for ball 4. It's 5 runs and 6 hits and 2 errors for the Bootleggers. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Blue Sox. And now time is out on the mound. Don't know if this will be the day for Flores or just a quick chat to try and assure him and give him a potential scouting report on Trubenbach to get this 3rd and final out of the inning in a situation where they desperately need it. It's now or never to keep the score right where it's at. So the entire infield is now in for this mound meeting after back-to-back walks by Flores. And we're not seeing it, but would be the worst time potentially for a hit and ball trick. The old give the ball to the 3rd baseman and tag the runner trying to take a lead. Feel like we've seen everything across the PSEL this season and seen a lot today, a lot more homers than typical. Though we saw a 3rd from Henry Luther that would have knotted the ball game once more, instead just narrowly missing a 360-foot double that clipped the top of the wall. Now Luther stands at 3rd base as the tying run, the go-ahead run standing at 2nd. That's McLean. That one will now send the tying run home in Luther, as that's a wild pitch behind the head of Trubenbach. Oh, Trubenbach would have loved to drive in a run with his bat. It's an RBI ball for him, and it won't count as an RBI on the stat sheet, but his teammates will thank him and now get a chance to give his team the lead here. And now he rocks this one into center field, but ranging on it and shifted perfectly is Hasbrock. Thought just for a moment there the Bootleggers had the swing to put themselves right back on top, and instead it's another inning where they put up 2 runs. The third inning they've done that. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. We're knotted up. It's a new ball game once more. In need of a 0 are the Bootleggers. We'll see if they can get that when we get back.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for. Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first is quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
All right, I'm good. Thomas Piggin, the new arm, taking the mound here for the Bootleggers. So the day and the book has been closed on Ochoa after 3 innings. So 6 runs, 3 of them earned. Gave up 5 hits as well. Impressively enough, only 2 walks. So the free pass wasn't too much of a detriment today for Ochoa. Piggin's gonna need to work quickly and efficiently. Outing number 3 for Piggin. On the outside, thought he had strike 3. Instead, he's gonna have to really work for it here on 3 and 2. ERA, the whip in a limited sample size, not too hot for Piggin. So a big 0 here and a big outing here could really help salvage the season a little bit. Three innings pitched, he's had 9 walks and 5 hits given up. It's equated to 11 runs, all of them earned. Now the 3-2. Couldn't get the chase, and that's ball 4. Ashman, leadoff hitter, will waddle his way to first base. Ashman, not too much of a candidate to try and steal second, but if he needs to, he will try and take that extra base, as the Blue Sox seem fairly aggressive at trying to take that extra base as well. That one's gonna skip away, and Ashman not even gonna need to think about trying to steal a base, because he'll get the wild pitch on the first pitch and run into scoring position, but he didn't have to do anything but just walk on over. That one, foul. It seemed like Hasbrock was just trying to take that one the opposite way and punch it through the right side. Unfortunately for him, a little bit late. Balls and a strike. Run around the move, and will slide to third, get there. Now he's going to head for a home as the ball squirts into left field, and go-ahead run scores on an errant throw. Ashman will be credited with the run that, at the moment, gives the Blue Sox the lead. But by the way this game's been going, I'm going to guess this one won't be the winning run. Give him a stolen base and then the wild throw. E2. Danger of walking. The 9-hole hitter in Hasbrock. Take strike 2. So back-to-back full counts here for Piggin. For the similar fate that Ashman had a walk, ended up taking second and third before getting home as well on the error, and that's back-to-back walks. Hasbrock trots over to first base. It's 10-hole hitter, then the top of the lineup. Getting ready to step up here, so this is a big out for Piggin to get and keep the score right where it's at 7-6. No balls in the strike. And while, yes, the top of the lineup hasn't done the significant damage, it's been the middle portions at 4 or 5 that have really been doing catastrophic damage in this game. The last thing you need is those guys getting the opportunity to step up to the plate with more than a couple guys on base. Already a lead for the Blue Sox that they're trying to build upon, and you bring those guys to the plate, it's all but certain that they will. Now 2-1. No power game here tonight, so the last game of the day here at Palm Springs Stadium is this one right here, but power come back home tomorrow. No road game today either. It's just a little off day. They'll relax and regroup for another 2-game series here at home on Tuesday and Wednesday. We hope you can join us out at the ballpark. And this upcoming weekend for the Power is Micromania night. Have live wrestling action here on the field post game. So we invite anybody and everybody that's available to come on down for what will surely be one of the most fun, if not probably the best day of the year so far. Definitely will be the best day of the year so far, and maybe the best overall on the year. Of course, 4th of July will have something to say about that, as well as opening day, which was just a fun festivity from wire to wire. But back here to the current game at Palm Springs Stadium before the wrestling ring will take the stage later on in the weekend. Pickens still struggling with command here. That's 3 batters that have reached for the Blue Sox. Every single one of them have reached on a walk. No action for the Bootleggers quite yet, but I think I just saw Gavin Ryerson head down to the dugout and maybe go down and grab his pitching glove. Ryerson has been kind of the stopper for this team and is someone who, while they may not always get even when he takes the mound, it keeps it from getting even worse. Something we would wish our interns would listen to us when they head up to Agua Caliente. But anyways, 3-0. Justice Johnson going to be the 4th straight Blue Sox to reach base on a walk and won't do so quite yet, taking the automatic take on 3-0. Gets called for a strike. Ball 4. Piggin really starting to lose focus on the mound right now, and still nobody out. Arredondo on deck. He's got a double. Imamura in the hole. He's got a homer. Salser comes up to him. He'll be after them, and he also has a homer in this ballgame. Valverde ahead 2-0. Make that 2-1. He walked, stole a base, and later came around to score. Ended up tying the ball game in his last go around with a tying run to make it 4-4 back in the 3rd inning. A lot has happened in the ball game since. Blue Sox have already tacked down 1 in this inning here, and a walk, which would be the 5th of the inning. Played across the 2nd run. (3-1) pitch from Piggin, and that's ball 4. RBI walk there from Valverde. That is now 5 straight base runners who've gotten a free pass. And throwing strikes may have been the key for Piggin, especially to the bottom of the lineup, because now if you do throw a strike, with Piggin struggling so much with the zone that he really feels like he cannot locate the ball right now. And yes, if he does throw a strike, it may not be in exactly the pitcher's spot of where he'd want to throw a strike, and could be a mistake pitch to a guy like Arredondo, who already has an extra base hit in this ball game. But furthermore, for the guys in the 4 or 5 spots who have already hit homers, going to be hunting for that mistake pitch, that hitter's pitch, and if you don't get it, you're not swinging because of the lack of consistency Piggins had of finding the strike zone. And that plunks him. So a 6 free pass, a hit by pitch. First time he's done that following the 5 walks. It's another RBI, and it's the Blue Sox really starting to run away with this one. Isaac Imamura, who already has 3 RBIs in the ball game. Scratch that, 4 RBIs. Am I saying corrected again? I was right the first time. It's 3. Had the solo shot back in the first. 2 RBI base hit that gave his team the lead once more, or for the first time, that I should say. So now he's behind 1-2. Bases, which actually wound up tying the ball game back in the third, the second time he tied the ball game. Now he's not up in a situation where he'll need to tie it. He just needs to tack on some more insurance runs and give the offense an even bigger jolt than they already have. 3 runs in the inning for the Blue Sox. Not a single one of them have come off a hit. 5 walks and a hit by a pitch. Failure to command the strike zone by the Bootleggers have created a potential avalanche of runs for the Blue Sox. Blue Sox were hoping to improve to 3-7 after a rough week last week. Looking to just flip the page, turn the calendar, and say it's a new week and this is a new team. And starting off this week, the right start so far, as that's ball 4. Another RBI free pass. That's the 6th walk of the inning. And that's just going to roll the inning. The inning for Piggin and the Bootleggers mercifully put to an end. But not before an immensely crooked number pops up on that scoreboard, a 7 spot for the Blue Sox in that inning. We've seen them score 7 runs before and not be able to slam the door, so they're hoping their pitching can flip the script today and get them their first win in about a week, and they take this commanding lead into the 5th, 13-6. We'll be right back with more PSEL action right after this, and we'll hope that beeping sound in your ear is gone by the time we get back. top half of the 5th inning, and it's the Blue Sox looking for a quick inning and a 0, which they haven't achieved since the 2nd inning. The only inning where the Bootleggers haven't put up 2s is in that 2nd inning. But it's been 2 in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th for them, and you think 6 runs in 4 innings should be more than enough to help your pitching staff out and put them on pace for the W, but unfortunately, it's been the exact opposite. And we were tied heading into the last half inning, but a 7-run bottom half of the 4th was mercifully put to an end thanks to the rolling over of the inning. So now it's called strike 3 to start the inning. And a big first out. So that's the day for Ricky Cordova, who was pinch hit for in that last AB. Cordova, who's having a really good day so far today. Just takes the seat and we'll watch the rest of the game from home. Well, not from home, from the dugout, I should say. Now it's strike 1 to Stephen Neal, who's over 2 with a pair of punch-outs today. Gets jammed up inside a bit. 1-1. Now 2-1 to Neal. Funny enough, it's still the Bootleggers out hitting the Blue Sox by 6 hits to 5. As Neal cuts and misses. Strike 2. And that 7-run inning for the Blue Sox last inning. North Star's the other team that wears blue here in the PSCL. 2-2 offering is fired in and shot up the middle for a base hit. Neal, the much needed base hit to break out of that slump. And he'll find himself aboard with 1 away. But it was not a single hit last inning for the Blue Sox, despite them putting up 7 runs. Brought 7 hitters to the plate before finally rolling over the inning, and there were 6 walks and a hit by pitch. Now with 1 on, 1 out here. Nice pitch there. Make it 1-1. It's Damian Quintana on the mound now. He was playing third base earlier in the day. Now that's Michael Salser moving from DH over to third base. He'll take his role. And Quintana takes over for Flores after his day on the bump is over. 4 innings, 6 runs, all of them earned from Kingston Flores. It seemed he got better as the day got on and just kind of ran into some rotten luck there towards the end. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes from the new arm here in Quintana, and it's 3-2. A lot of strikeouts for Flores. He had 5 of them. That one in between the 5-6 hole for a base hit. Back-to-back base knocks. Hassler and Neal, the two who able to get a couple base hits and trying to show that this one is not over just quite yet. Nice. First pitch strike right there, and Blue Sox, I'm sure no one on their side of the dugout more happier about that 7-run rally, than Kingston Flores. Went from being on pace for a no decision. Now, unless Bootleggers are able to put across 7 runs in the next 3 innings. That one's grounded up the middle, fielded by Amamura. Second, tags, and over to first for the twin killing, and gets the 4-3 double play. So after botching the double play in the last half inning, Amamura makes up and gets a twin killing to get his pitcher out of the inning with nothing. The first 0 we've seen from either side since the second inning, and it's the Blue Sox looking to feed off that momentum and maybe ponder on a couple more. It's 13-6 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
As the food debate continues to ramble on to my left between our very own Trackman intern Luke and former play-by-play of the last ball game, and Steven Buxton, who's now producer and running our ads. Buxton, who was able to spend his Father's Day yesterday with his father and took him golfing, was able to break 100, so congratulations to Steven on that nice achievement on the golf course. 0-1's fired in here to Michael Salser, who had a game-shifting swing in his last go-around. There was a 2-run homer that, at the time, gave the Blue Sox a lead and was swinging for another right there. 2-run shot, made it 6-4. Now his run now stands as the tying run, but at the time was go-ahead run and some insurance. And it's a new arm after the 1 inning that we saw on the bump from Thomas Piggin. Piggin, 7 runs, all of them got to be earned. Didn't allow a hit, however. And that is strike 3. Nice pitch there and a nice start to the outing for Ryerson, who you mentioned when he was warming up is more of a stopper for this team. Put him in situations where it's get even or get even worse. And he's been that doorstop for this team where the damage doesn't get too much worse off of him. Sometimes it's been too deep of a deficit where Ryerson isn't able to do anything but keep the score right where it's at and just be in an effort where it's too little too late, and he's hoping it's not the same fate here. That one chopped on the ground by the now pitcher for the Blue Sox in Quintana, and that's quickly 2 up and 2 down. So Ryerson trying to work himself into a situation where he can be a high leverage arm. He's also a first baseman for this team, so a two-way guy who might earn himself a spot in the starting rotation due to how well he's been pitching out of the pen. Kingston Koss, who has an 0-for-2 day, looking to break the spell here. He's the only player in this Blue Sox order who's yet to reach base today. Ground out and a fly out, so he's been making contact. Hasn't looked over match at the plate, has just ran into some rotten luck. Especially in that first AB where he hit a hard grounder over to the third baseman, just made a great play on it. One popped in the air and foul. Soon, incoming freshman playing at La Quinta High School. Ryerson's first outing against these Blue Sox in 1 inning of work. Didn't give up anything. No runs, no hits, no walks. Was perfect in that inning. He's had some struggles since the last time I've seen him, but not struggling right now. Strike 3 looking. Second strikeout of the frame for Ryerson. And the lead is staying right where it's at for the Blue Sox. Bootleggers in need of some offense, and in need of some offense quickly. They're hoping that inning from Ryerson can get what they needed from the defensive side to get going on offense. 13-6, top 6. We'll be right back.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
top half of the sixth, and it's Quintana looking for another quick, clean frame. And that beeping sound that was gone momentarily started to come back, but is departed once more, and that could be the best news of the day so far. It's 1-0 here. It'll be the bottom of the lineup for both sides here. Started off with the bottom of the Bootleggers order with 8, 9, and 10. Correction, it's Mitchell at the plate here after Arita's double play. Mitchell, Rivero, then Luther. Due up here for the Bootleggers. And that one's cut on and towards the Blue Sox dugout and foul. Fortunately, looks like no one worse for the wear, and anyone was able to get out of the way of that foul ball. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes, looking for second strikeout of the ball game is Quintana, and he'll get it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mitchell down on strikes for the first time today after walking in his first 2 plate appearances. And now Rivero with 1 out coming up and trying to start the rally for this team down 7. Bootleggers still out hitting the Blue Sox 8 hits to 5. Don't let the hits fool you. What has really been the difference in this ballgame won't show up on our Palm Springs Stadium scoreboard, and that's the amount of walks there's been, as well as something that will show up, and that's the errors by the Bootleggers. They've had 3 of them. Walks really come back to bite them. Had 8 combined as a team. And Flores, yeah, he had 6 walks as well, so he was struggling with his command at the plate too. But the Bootleggers haven't been able to capitalize with runners in scoring position. They're leaving a lot of guys on base, and I'll give all credit to the Blue Sox. They've been converting the most of their opportunities. That one swung on a miss, strike 3, drop third strike, so the throw from Ashmine over to first in time. Back-to-back punch-outs for Quintana, and that's his 3rd of the ballgame. So you can give all the credit in the world to the Blue Sox for limiting the damage and making the most of their opportunities. The Bootleggers, who in danger of falling to 1-9, got to reassess and look yourself in the mirror and see what did we do wrong in this game and what can we improve in the next one to ensure that these opportunities that we continue to set up for ourselves don't go to the wayside, or we can continue to make more out of innings than we did. Yes, they had 3 2-run innings. Those are all innings where damage could have been potentially catastrophic to the Blue Sox, where they feel they can claw themselves back into a ballgame after one inning where the offense rolls over. Instead, the door was open for the Blue Sox all game to stay in it and manufacture some offense if they wanted to win this ballgame, and they've done exactly that. Leadoff base hit by Henry Luther. Or not a leadoff base hit, a 2-out hit to try and lead things off with 2 outs, I should say, excuse me. That one cut on and fouled. Luther, who has an RBI and a pair of hits in this ballgame, came around to score back in the 4th, now standing at first base, also had a pair of strikeouts. He moves the line order to McLean. Pair of hits and a walk in this ball game. McLean has come around to score 3 times in this ball game. So all 3 times he has come up to the plate, has found his way on, and found a way to score. Fortunately, the teammates behind him haven't been able to tack on more runs, and now behind 1 and 2, and he takes that one that bounces in front of the plate and all the way to the backstop, and Luther will move up the 90 feet without having much hesitation or second thought. So it was 9 of the first 11 runs in this ball game that came across the score with 2 outs. Looking for some more 2-out magic here, but unable to do so as that one's chopped on the ground. McLean is retired on the 3 unassisted by Redondo, and they'll take us to the bottom half of the 6th. Blue Sox don't need much more, but they'd like a few just to feel good about themselves. Only 5 hits for them, but 13 runs, and they're out to a commanding lead, 13-6. We head bottom 6. Here on the PSCL, we'll be right back with more action when we get back. Bottom 6 here between the Blue Sox and the Bootleggers, and looking for another clean and quick frame is Gavin Ryerson. Off to a good start here by getting a big wave and a miss. 4 strike 1. Pinch hitter here on. It's Skylar Stock making his first appearance of the day. He'll come in and play catcher for Ashmain. He pops this one into center field, still ranging on it and trying to make a play, and will at the edge of the track is McLean for out number 1. Good piece there from Skylar Stock. Unfortunately, just a tad under it and missing it for out number 1. Promising sign for this Bootlegger team to see quick out there from Ryerson. I'd love for him to finish the deal and do it quickly so they can preserve any other necessary arms they need throughout the stretch. Now Hasbach swinging away and just missing first pitch strike. Hasbach takes outside 1-1. Obviously, Father's Day just came and went, so happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers out there, grandfathers, anyone considered a father. We thank you for everything you do and wish you the happiest, or hoping you had the happiest of Father's Day weekends. Looking forward to seeing my dad tomorrow. Will be the first time I've seen him since coming out here to Palm Springs. 1-2 is shot in the air, but shallow and making a catch. And shouldn't say shot, that one off the end of the bat, and Hasbrook down for out number 2. Yeah, looking forward to catching up with my dad tomorrow. Heading out to LA, we'll catch an Angels game. Growing up in Chicago, big White Sox fan, so I won't have too much of a dog in the fight, but looking forward to checking out Angel Stadium for the first time. And the Angels, such a prevalent member of this Palm Springs community, was their spring training home for over 25 years, and some of baseball's greatest talents have walked through and around this ballpark here at Palm Springs. It's the most notable on the mound being Nolan Ryan. Not just the Ryan Express, the other legends of the 70s and 80s all making their way through Palm Springs. Such a historic city as that one. It's a 2-out base hit from Guanino, and we'll turn it over to the top of the card. Palm Springs, known for its celebrities and its celebrity presence. Almost a desert getaway for a lot of celebrities back in the day. Frank Sinatra, Marilyn Monroe, Bob Hope. Among the few and the many to claim residence here in Palm Springs, former President Gerald Ford as well used to claim residence here at Thunderbird Country Club, which I'd love to shoot an 18 round of golf over there. Ryerson's first pitch is fired in first strike. But also some modern day celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio having residence here in Palm Springs. Not a permanent residence, but he'll come out here every now and again, as does Michael Jordan. Unpopular with a lot of LeBron fans out here, but the greatest basketball player of all time. Not too shabby of a golfer as well as Mike. He's got that competitive nature that we see passed down and be an inspiration to so many athletes who carry that competitive gene that we see in the PSEL as Ryerson gets him down looking on strikes. That's his third strikeout of the day, his first of the inning. Johnson retired for the third time today. So that'll do it for the bottom half of this sixth inning. A lot of work to do in a short time to get there for the Bootleggers. They need 7 in this top half of the seventh to keep things going, and we'll see if they can do exactly that when we get back with the Blue Sox closer coming in for a non-save situation right after these messages. Food takes continue to be discussed in between the breaks here. It's the Bootleggers offense looking to feast here off the new arm and keep things going. They need 7 in order to keep the ball game alive here. That's ball 1. That pitch jammed in on the hands. A quick grounder over to the third. Salser throws in time for out number 1. Good piece of pitching right there to go with the fastball in on the hands and get weak contact, and Salser doing exactly his job at third base. Hot corner, typically you get some smoke shots off the bat, but that one, anything but a slow roller. Plenty of time to make the play for out number 1. Jubenbach, the right fielder, up for potentially his last at-bat. He's 1 for 3 with the single, a stolen base, and later came across the score. Correction, that was Quintana who made that play over at third base. He's back over at the hot corner, and Salser, who was the DH at the start of this ball game, taking over him, as that one is diving and making a catch for out number 2. What an effort out there by Grayson Hasbrock to take away a base runner and create the second out of the inning, and now the Blue Sox are 1 out away from victory. Yeah, apologies, and thank you to Luke for the correction. It is indeed Salser on the mound, so only 1 inning of work for Damian Quintana. He did an excellent job of just putting up a 0. Or 2 innings of work, excuse me, for Damian Quintana. And now Salser looking to slam the door, and he looks to do exactly that on this pitch. It's a ground ball over to short, and the throw goes wide. So ball game is alive for at least 1 more hitter. And I believe it'll be Quintana who will actually get the hold in this one, as Flores, who went 4 innings, on pace for the win, is eligible for the win, and thanks to his offense really coming through for him in the 5th. Will indeed, or in that 4th, excuse me, will indeed be on track for the win. As for the loss, it'll go to Figgin. Barring something drastic here with 2 outs. Chasing 7 runs. That one from Neal on the ground and foul. One was ruled an error on the play by Cost. Now the 0-1 offering, extended pause now delivered from Salser, and that's skied in the air on the infield. Salser ranging under it, and will do it himself to end the ball game. Final here from Palm Springs Stadium, a 13-6 masterclass from the Blue Sox, a much-needed win for their psyching as they improve to 3-7. As for the Bootleggers, they'll fall to 1-9. The struggles continuing to mount for them. Blue Sox doing exactly what they needed to do on the offensive end, and they'll hope they can carry this over to the rest of the week after losing every game last week and going on a 5-game skid. They hope they can turn the tides and turn this into a maybe 5-game win streak, but it starts 1 game at a time for them, but a good win for them here today. And that'll do it for our coverage across the PSEL here on our YouTube channel today. We had 3 games, 2 of them covered for you here, and all pretty solid games. The Blue Sox taking the finale of our 3-game slate by a final score of 13-6. So for my buddy Luke, Steven Buxton over to my left producing, I am Sam Egan. Thank you for tuning in to today's ball game, and we will see you tomorrow for more PSCL action. Good night, everybody.